Bless you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our campaign story with our lovely crew here. We've got everyone back again. A full month of January is going to be interesting as we kind of dive through things.
Progress.
Yeah, progress. So, a little bit of a recap of the last session. The party was on their third puzzle. They had one more door to solve, and that was the air room, which after a little bit of trial and error, being very cautious from the first time they encountered a cliff with gusting winds, the party figured out that in order to get the last orb that went into the door frame, they just had to kind of trust fall into the pit and got gently glided over. No misty step, no unfortunate people getting whipped around by wind and ropes were involved in this go around. So everyone was able to get through the door after placing the last orb in there when they encountered the final room of this elemental puzzle, which involved elements that were complementary to one another. Doing some trial and error, and thanks to Nifus being able to understand some of the primordial language written in the chamber that they found themselves in, was able to figure out that the duality was the key. In fact, that the different pedestals with the iconography for certain elements was actually the opposites. So after that was figured out, the room began to shake and become active. The different pieces of the floor that represent the different elements began to change and represent their elemental states. The group made it to the center for the most part, except for a few that kind of got caught off guard when the room activated, with some folks taking some elemental damage as they were trying to get to the center, to the portal that took them back out. And now the whole party managed to get back out unscathed. Belto being the unfortunate one who would have gotten thrown out if everyone wasn't holding hands as they went through the portal.
Oh, that was lucky, wasn't it?
Unlike you, Julian, when the first time you actually went through the portal, you got flung and took some damage.
I figured, yeah.
Thankfully, you all kind of keyed in on, well, maybe if you're all together, you won't get separated. So, yeah. It all worked out. So you all are back on the material plane. It is in the dead of night at the moment. Yeah. So this is where we pick up our story for today. You find yourselves back in a very kind of wooded area. You take a look around for a second, and from what it seems like, you're probably a very kind of wooded.
Hello? Hello?
Panda.
Echo? Hello,
Hey,
Father?
Panda. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Hello, Panda.
Can you hear me?
Right.
We can hear you,
We can hear
Panda.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a bit of an echo there for a second.
You're good. Yeah, we could just hear this,
Oh.
but it's all good. Yeah, so after coming back, it seems like from what a few of you remember the events before you got shifted into the elemental plane. It seems like you're back where you originally left. You take a look around. There's a whole path of leaves scattered about, and as you guys kind of take a minute to compose yourselves, you start to remember a sense of what happened before you got thrusted into the elemental plane. You all were following the lead from Bobby, or from Belto, who got it from Eilenia when you all were in Elfrost.
Who's this Bobby?
Some random guy. You'll meet him later.
Wonderful.
But you're following up on the lead from Eilenia. So you had done the lead from Nazare going to Elks Point, and now you're following up on the lead from Eilenia. And on your way, you managed to come across this kind of almost wind wispy elemental with some kind of figure that seemed to be embedded in it. And as you all approached it, for the most part, things kind of started to wisp up a little bit. Things seemed to get very windy, either from the entity that you were walking up towards, or just by the nature of itself. And then that's when you all woke up in the first chamber of the elemental dungeon, so to speak. So.
Okay, so we all remember that.
Yeah.
Well, has there been do we know if there's been a time jump, or as in so you say that we're back where we left? Has there been a clear the time has passed?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
You did say it was the dead of night when we returned.
Well, no, I remember when we left. I mean, I don't know when we left. That's it. 4. Oh, hang on. Actually, because I need to get my thing up. It's perception. 7.
You remember when you were the last thing you remember before being shifted into the elemental plane. It was kind of evening time, so it could be nighttime of the same day. It could be nighttime of a different day. You're not entirely sure, but all you know is that it seems to be some transition of time, whether it's 1-to-1 or not. You're not entirely sure.
No worries.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any basis to presume a different time dilation.
Well, no, I mean, I was just curious, because obviously, it could have been we could have been completely stopped. It could be the exact time the element could still be here. Was everything frozen? But clearly not. In that case, can we reminder? Because I did have forgotten when we left. Did we still have Gerald in our party at that point in time? Can we please look for Gerald? If that's the case.
You start looking around for Gerald. Yes. Go ahead, Nymphus.
Going through all of the checks that we had to take when going into it, I'm trying to going down the list of the checks. Should we be rolling any numbers of those to make sure we're okay, or
As far as y'all are aware, you're back in the material plane. For the majority of you who knew that you had plane shifted, I think Belto was the only one that didn't know at the beginning. Seems like you're back where you started before the whole elemental plane shift happened.
Okay. Seems like we're back, guys. Are we? It's night. What should we do? What was that? What was that in the first place? We saw a windy thing, and then I'm remembering it now.
Yeah, well, I would like to ask you the same question, because just before we left, it said your name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It starts walking off. No.
Get back here! No.
Oh, that chaos! I was hoping
it said your name. I want to know what the hell that's about. How did it know your name?
I didn't hear my name. You guys must have heard something.
No. It reached out this hand. It was speaking primordial, but before we got teleported, it said Nymphus. It said your name, and I want to know why.
Okay, I have no clue. I didn't even hear it say my name. But if it did say my name, maybe there's an elemental connection in a weird way.
Do I know?
To me.
Do I know if Nymphus is lying?
Roll a insight check.
Nat 1, 4.
Nymphus is telling the full-on truth, bro. You don't know. You kind of sympathize with him after you're vibing.
Yeah, sure. I'll be like,
look, it was a long time. I mean, look, we nearly died. I mean, Wilwick over here.
And he's going to look towards Wilwick and see how bad he is.
I'm knelt down, totally
Wilwick is nearly dead.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Wilwick. No. 11 healing.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, nice.
You did.
Maybe we should.
You did call out.
Maybe we should just get a long rest.
You did call out after it. Nymphus.
I did.
He did?
I don't recall any of that.
You called out out to it in many tongues. I haven't a clue, but obviously what we were doing in wherever we were, it must have been primordial, and then his reaction.
It was primordial, yeah.
Nymphus will start to write this stuff down and see if there's anything he might have maybe wrote earlier, maybe scratch a note before it happened or something. I don't know, but like he'll start jotting this information down because he is unaware of what all happened.
Okay, and as a result, also as we're out and you did ask for it back,
Here, interesting read.
and he gives you the book back. The book that.
Thank you. I've been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah, well, it took me a while. There's a lot of stuff in here.
You're a slow reader.
Okay, look, I have... With that pause.
One little claw at a time that flips the pages.
Mm-hmm. He licks it.
just lick the paw.
All right. Yeah, he'll sit back and he starts writing some more notes and stuff. So you said it called my name, and I called back out to it?
Well, not exactly you. You called to it, but before we got teleported, it said your name. Like, it was speaking in primordial, and we couldn't understand anything. At least I couldn't. But then I understood it, and it said Nymphus. That's all it said, just Nymphus.
Xylith?
I heard that too.
Belto?
Belto's silent.
How am I the
Belto's
only
just
one who's...
starting to go make preparations for a campfire?
I didn't hear no name.
From
what I can
the only one
remember.
who don't remember this. Can I roll for, like, maybe if I can try to remember any of that?
You technically already did roll for that.
yeah, that's right.
I did?
Well, yeah, that's one
Okay.
of our rolls.
Wait a minute.
You know those rolls that Dust made us roll?
Julian,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
did you
Okay.
see anything, or did you just hear something?
So Look, I know how this is gonna sound, but given what we just went through, you gotta understand. I saw something. We were on the path. Something hazy, some kind of like humanoid figure came out. It was windy. It was weird. It was smoky, hazy. It tried to speak to us, but we couldn't understand it because clearly it was speaking primordial. We know that now. We didn't at the time. But then it reached out his hand or her hand or its hand or whatever to us and said Nymphus. And after that, we blacked out. And
Wait a second.
what?
Hold up. There was a moment while we were in the plane that when you guys were like almost dying off the cliff, and I reached out and I tried to talk to wind elementals and to save you guys on the side cliff, and it looked like it kind of listened for a little bit, and then I gave Belto wings. It was maybe with something like that. Maybe some really crazy stuff are happening about it.
Yeah, but can you speak primordial?
I've been speaking primordial.
But I mean, like,
I was able to read those.
no, but did you speak primordial to it?
Did you talk to the elementals?
The beforehand. I mean, like when we got teleported.
It seemed
No.
like that.
I don't remember that part, but I'm talking about inside
Oh, no.
when we start reading this.
Yeah, no, we know that, but we're saying, like, why would it know you before you spoke primordial? Like, I understand.
Well, he spoke in
Nymphus is like
many times.
dumbfounded at the moment.
He spoke in many different languages. Xylith also did. Xylith also tried to speak. It didn't respond.
Wait, Silas has tried to talk to him?
Xylith tried to speak to it. Nymphus too, but the only reaction was when I believe Nymphus was speaking primordial. And then, from what I can remember, we were trapped.
Maybe it was just a creature that was trying to communicate with all of us, and the only first language it came across was primordial.
Why would it want to talk to you only, though? Why would it call out to you? Maybe because you can understand it?
I mean,
Maybe.
I mean, look, you seem to know a lot of people out here. I mean, we were trapped, and your name carries the name Stormweather. It carries some element of this mystery about it. I mean, those bandits, they let us go based on your name because of your mother. I mean, do you know more than what you're letting on? Because it seems like a lot of the things that
Only through volumes 1, 2, and 3 of my mom's book, Eric.
I think we need to talk to your mom.
Well, I sent a letter out. I'm just going to wait a little bit and then see if I can get one back.
Whatever approached us doesn't seem to have a proper form. It was as if it was made of wind itself when it was originally approaching to us.
But it didn't really like attack us. It's just sent us to the elemental plane. Like, we don't even know if it was bad.
Maybe it was testing us. And that's what those tests were.
But why?
And we completed it.
Why would it test us?
What does it want from
To
us?
see if we're worthy. I think we are worthy.
Have we found Gerald at this point, by the way?
Poor Gerald.
Gerald's like, fucking find me!
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
And survive.
Okay. Fuck me, what have you done to these dice? Nat 1. 3, so 4.
The dice are disintegrating over time, you know. Dusty's spell on them. We're good for that
Can
one
I
time.
call out to Gerald? If he's anywhere around.
I guess roll persuasion?
Well, I would say performance almost. If you're neighing.
Pearl handling.
Maybe
'Cause I was the
performance.
one that
This-
was always,
performance.
like-
Yeah, I'll say performance. yeah.
Performance? Okay.
Wouldn't it be survival to track down Gerald in the
13.
first place?
Uh,
That's what happened
well,
to him.
I'm basing it based off of y'all are talking, so he's not like. So Julian isn't like looking
Because
specifically.
they were looking, not tracking.
Right.
I'm gonna call out like, Gerald, where are you, boy? Come back.
Fuck you.
So Julian, you as you're all going back kind of to the main road since you kind of took a step off, you don't see Gerald anywhere in the vicinity. Xylith, you're calling out to Gerald. You don't see anything, and especially being the dead of night, it's hard to even see where he could have gone with the carriage.
Oh man, I hope Gerald's okay.
He'll be fine. He's a big horse.
So, any more discussions before making camp, supposedly?
I'm good.
Nah, that's what I
Alright.
wanted to say.
Which is just setting up the camp, and then once the fire's lit, he's just gonna be sitting next to it, twiddling with his holy symbol.
I'm gonna sit next to Wilrick, make sure he's all good.
I'm just limping. I'm just gonna limp and just sit down and sigh heavily.
Man, you really took a beating, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, so you all sit down. It is Doto has made the fire, so everything is there. What are you all gonna do around the fire?
Rations? We haven't eaten for a while.
Makes sense.
Anyone want some food?
Rations it is. I've got 8
I think I
on me
have some.
if we need to split.
I have 10.
I have
Okay.
6.
Okay, so Wilwick and Belto. Oh no, Wilwick, you said Belto and Nymphus. How many rations do you have?
Oh, let me check. Inventory.
You last knew Belto had a good amount of rations.
Okay, right, that's fine. So you don't need one from us.
I have one.
You only have one.
No, two. Yeah.
Okay, you can. Yeah, so I will give Nymphus one of mine. So I'll remove 2 rations from me.
Very well.
-1.
I will just use the 1, and I still won't touch any of this yet.
And but I will offer one to Belto, but will you accept Belto?
He's not paying any attention. He's got his eyes locked on the fire, lost in the light.
Fair enough.
Okay. Nymphus starts to draw Belto as he stands.
I'm gonna go over to
The
Belter
wings behind him.
and just sit down and be like, "You okay?"
Now he starts his sketch school right next to him.
Especially since you said that you're like doing the whole sketching thing and you're paying attention. When Wilrick asked Belto if he was okay, his eyes finally left the fire to look down at his holy symbol for a good minute before looking back to the fire. I don't know how we are.
Draws a little heart next to both of them.
Julian stretches over to Nymphus and just goes,
Yeah, maybe not the time.
and tries to stop you from drawing.
What? I didn't say
Yeah, no, but yeah,
This is...
read the surrounding fire.
I love the Nymphus and Julian squabbles.
Okay, look, Sir Julian. I know. Sorry. Just Julian. I'm learning. I'm getting better at it. I don't think it is. Whatever just happened, I'm not sure, but if it was a test and somehow it has something to do with me, my quest is to search for my father, and I don't know his side of things. So maybe this has something to do with it. And I feel like, though, that this quest is a little bit more dangerous than it should be because I keep getting you guys in danger. I mean, look at Belto over there. He's scarred for life for the things that we've been killing people and then coming back. I feel like maybe I should, I don't know, find a different group.
I mean, I wasn't saying that at all. I'm just saying maybe we don't draw someone who's having a little bit of an existential crisis right now.
Look, this is how I calm myself down too, okay? I'm stressed just as much as you, all right?
Okay.
Just 'cause I was writing, I was drawing, I don't know what's going on.
You know what, Nymphus? Here, draw me. I'll pose for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go lay on the floor next to Nymphus and just pose.
Nymphus just starts sketching.
Let's all de-stress.
Doesn't know what's going on. He's just starts sketching.
Draw me like one of your French dragon rules.
Okay.
Do it like me.
This is how it came out. Yeah. A couple of whips over there, there's like sketches. And like, I just don't know right now. I'm just trying to stress relieve. Group sketch.
This is how I stress relief. I'm just gonna lay on the floor.
All right, but if it is one of these scenarios, do you guys feel I should probably find a different? I mean, I feel your morals are being tested here.
Nymphus,
Not just morals.
we've all gotten into things. We've all made mistakes as we've gone along. It's not only you, it's all of us too. But we all have come through it every single time. And I think that we can continue to do that too if we stay together. This is just some weird situation that happened because we didn't even know where we were, and then this figure was calling out to you, and we don't know why. It's just something specific to do with you this time, but it doesn't mean we want you to leave or anything like that. I think we're all just wondering why this happened the way that it did, and why you, out of all of us.
Des, as we're talking, or as Eyeless is talking, I'm going to put down my sketch and pull out the one book that I received from, what was her name?
Hisrin.
God dang it, where was Hisrin? and see if there's anything that revolves around elementals inside the book,
Okay.
or any sign of primordial in it as well. So I'll just start doing research a little bit through that.
It takes you a bit of time to thumb through the book, but you do stumble across several different references of elemental type encounters that the book kind of describes. Remind me what the title of the book is? Is it
Fantastic elementals and where to find them.
Is it Fury
Great
of the
title.
Gods or something like that?
God. The one that sure, I don't know. There's so many book titles that we went through. I forgot which ones.
Trying to go back through my session notes to see what it was. When was that?
It was a while ago.
That was quite a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't find it, I guess you could just call it. What was it, like Fury of the Gods?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is it that essential that we know the name?
Well, I'm just trying to make sure I give something
Maybe.
that's actually accurate.
It's back in
Accurate,
2022. I can say that much.
Was it really
Wow.
that far?
All right.
Wow.
Start of 2023 was
2012.
reaching Elfrost.
2012.
2012.
Okay, so these are names of the books that you said my mother made, and then then you gave me another book from what's her
History,
name
yeah.
that I did not have.
What's
History
that
while
one?
we're hanging out. Fire of the Gods, I think.
Fire
Maybe
of the
I don't
Gods,
know.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. I just wanted to make sure before I started
Elementally.
rattling off things that's going to have lore implications later.
Yeah, it's like you said this. Well, fuck.
Can I look in the book, like, over Nymphus's shoulder?
Sure.
And when Nymphus notices you're trying to look into the book as well, he kind of scoots over to let you see better.
Yeah.
And moves
I'm gonna hold the other
towards
side of the book. We're gonna share.
there you happy to share books.
Julian is gonna walk over to both Belto and Will and just sit down beside them.
Little town,
Dusty, I actually have to DM you.
village.
Okay. While you do that,
You have to dungeon master him.
while you're doing that, Nymphus,
Okay.
as you're kind of thumbing through the book, you still haven't gotten through all of it. I mean, taking some time and adventuring and whatnot, but you thumb through the book and you find some references to the elemental plane and some of the other kind of elemental effects that some magical species kind of rely on. So Elves being a prime example where they kind of attach to a specific kind of elemental energy across the different types of elves. The if you keep thumbing through the book a little bit more to some things that you haven't kind of read through yet thoroughly, and it talks a little bit more about how some deities have connections to different planes of existence. While elemental planes isn't specifically called out, there are mentions of elemental energy that is used by different entities within the book. If you're looking for something that is mapping to what the party experienced beforehand, you're not seeing any kind of connection specifically with the entity that the rest of your group is explaining, or what you remember seeing and what you're finding in the book so far.
I sent you the DM, Dusty, because it's kind of relevant to what's happening now.
Okay, so as I read the one notes that the elementals are attached to certain elements of their whatever that part you just said, I'll be like, huh. That line sticks out a little bit. But nothing in Primordial at all, no little notes or something written there,
No, everything in the book is in
one of those puzzles.
Everything in the book is in common for the most part.
Wait, Nymphus, can I see the book for a second?
Be careful with it, okay?
Yeah. I'll be careful. I just remembered something, and I'm gonna kind of leaf through the pages of all the elementals. Julian, do you remember when you were saying that you saw the figure that was calling out to Nymphis?
How close are we? Because I said I've walked over towards Belto and...
We're kind of around the
You're all-
fire still, aren't we?
All close to
okay,
each
okay.
other enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some features on this figure.
Okay.
But I remember seeing like silver hair. It had silver hair and blue eyes. I was trying to look in Nymphis' book to see if I remembered anything, but I don't see
No.
anything.
I didn't get that.
Is that a
That's-
silver?
It stretched a hand, so it must be humanoid of some sort. But that's all I got.
Mm-hmm. I just remember those features. I remember seeing it when it was calling out to Nymphis. I thought maybe it would be in this book, but it's not. And then I'll hand the book back to Nymphis.
Nymphis takes notes of that. Silver hair, blue eyes. Now, what was it like? Long hair or short hair?
It was just spiky hair, and it
Spiky hair.
had like pointy ears.
Sounds like an elf.
Pointy ears.
Mm-hmm.
Velvet. Got it.
That's all I remember, though.
Okay. Well, it's late. We should all probably start taking turns and get some rest for tonight. Nymphis closes the book. This is a lot. We've been through a lot, so let's get some rest so we can all feel better in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll take second.
I'll take the last watch if I can get a full.
I mean, it's the
rest
dead of
before-
night, so I don't know if we're going to need more than maybe, 2 watches. But we'll
That's
see.
why, because I think Wilrick needs the rest out of
Yeah, we'll look and Nymphis need it more. Yeah.
But
Alright.
just staying up and just still watching the fire. He's not going to bed at this time.
We might
Before-
we might have a nice chat. Then.
Before going to bed, I'll look at Belto and be like, try to get some rest this time. It's better to ease the mind.
Do you want me to
Go
sit
on.
next to you, Belto? Would that make you feel better? No, like actually, would that make you feel better if I...
We should all sleep
Oh
on
my
each
God.
side of Belto and just holding on to.
As I kind of was mentioning earlier, it's not just us that were being tested, but I feel like my faith is constantly being tested and questioned, considering I've mentioned recently, I think it was back in wherever we just came from, or maybe it was the other day, but Eileen had even asked me if I still felt like I should be staying with all of you, and considering the original vision that happened to me those weeks ago now, I have been believing that it is fate, but I mean, we've survived. We survived that insanity in there, and maybe there is some fate still guiding on all this, but I haven't received any more visions. I haven't gotten any more guidance. I just don't know. I can't do much of anything on my own.
But you're not on
Maybe
your
this
own.
is your test, Belto.
He gives his eyes finally pull from the fire, gives Julian a small nod, as in he was having a similar he does recognize that, and then he does turn and focus on Xylith with us staring for a moment before giving a slow, perhaps so. I'm thinking I'm gonna pray on it later.
Don't give up quite yet.
And with that, he's going to spend a little while before he's going to turn in. But he's going to pray for guidance to... He's going to be holding this holy symbol for Torm, but thinking back to the vision that he got that started his whole journey on all this, he is going to, like, reach out with a prayer of a word and be like, am I on the right path at all?
Can I try, Belto? Can I join you?
If you wish. And he'll pull out an extra candle, lighted just...
before we go to sleep.
Yeah, that and some incense he has.
Okay.
So basically pray for about 10 minutes before he's going to finally pack up and try to turn in.
I'm just going to copy Belto. I'm joining in spirit.
Alright.
Before the night
Say-
takes over and... sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I was going to say as the night goes. So
Yeah,
before the night,
as the night's going before I pass out, I will be whispering in primordial to myself towards the wind. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So just saying, during the watch, Julian won't actually stay in the center by the fire. He's just going to be patrolling around the edge.
All right. Bilrick, what are you doing for...
No, I was just literally just hobbling my way to somewhere to rest. And I
Okay.
just shoot.
You all just hear this crush of leaves about 15 feet away. And you see Wilrick there.
Blocked out. I'm out.
All right. To start off the night, Julian, I need you to roll perception, please.
Am I anything in particular?
Nope, just straight perception check.
8.
8, okay. Belton and Xylith, go ahead and roll a religion check for me.
Ooh.
Religion! Okay.
That didn't happen much.
14.
18.
18, okay. So, Belto and Xylith, as you all are sitting there, Belto's kind of setting up his kind of area for prayer. You see as he starts setting up the different elements and how he prepares for prayer, and you're paying attention to some of the details of what he's doing to pray to his deity. As you all are sitting there kind of meditating for a few minutes, you don't get any kind of real sense of connection at the moment, but it feels good. Just being able to kind of try to empty your thoughts, just to try to kind of pick up on any kind of divine sense or sense of purpose or calling. Belto, for you, there doesn't really seem to be a connection at this point. And from your past experience, you've been through a lot of turmoil, so it could be that you're not in a good state for connection with Torm, or not being able to really put yourself in the state of mind to get to that place. But you do feel that there's still a connection there, even though it's not there. You don't feel like you've completely lost your way in what you've been called to do. So while you haven't really gained any guidance through this session of prayer, you don't feel like you've abandoned your purpose.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So you and Xylith take a little time after 15 minutes or so to kind of pack things up and go ahead and make camp for the night as best you can without the supplies of the carriage. Julian, as you're patrolling the night, nothing really seems to go awry. You hear nighttime critters walking through the forest around you. Since you all are kind of off the beaten path a little bit, as you came past Elfrost to try to follow Belto's lead to get to this point of contact, whoever he's leading you towards. Everything seems very peaceful at night. Nighttime sounds every once in a while, but nothing seems to happen during your shift.
Yay.
So when it gets to the end of your shift, what do you do?
I am going to try. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time, but I would like to go and try and take a rest. Whether it becomes long or short
Okay.
is another matter.
So you go find a place to rest, waking up Xylith for his shift of the night.
Mhm.
Xylith, if I could get a perception check from you, please.
Mhm.
21.
21.
I mean, you're going to
That's
find
a
out
good
what
one.
I missed, clearly.
That's a good one.
The thing is, I don't want to find anything right now.
All right. As you're kind of patrolling, into about an hour or two into your shift, you start to see the beginning of morning. Starting to see that dawn light come through the cracks in the trees, and the sky color starting to change from its dark black night to the very early kind of early morning blue. You pick up on some of the sounds around you as well. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. You do hear off in the distance something that might be Gerald.
Might be.
You hear
What do I
you
hear?
hear
Like
a little horse that's way off in the distance.
way off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
as it gets to be about mid-morning, the rest of y'all wake up refreshed. So
Long rest had?
Belto, Panda, or Wilrick, and Nymphis, you all get full rest.
Thank you. On rest button.
Or long rest, yeah.
Confirm.
No.
Come on. I'm about to click. I'm about to roll my D10 to see what I get back. That's all I'm gonna get.
I'm at a good 48.
Yeah, so Julian and Xylith, unless you all sleep today, you'll have a point of exhaustion.
I can't. I'm able to add that, aren't I?
Does that fall under status?
Add
Gonna
active
say we could
conditions.
take a
Yeah.
nap.
Wait,
Couple
is
hours,
it
let them
now or
keep
is
sleeping.
it after today?
I can add it right now. Is it now or is it later?
I'm not gonna say it just yet, but if you
Okay.
so like if you're moving out and you're not sleeping during the morning, then you will have a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Going into life cards.
Did we at least get a short rest
Yes.
in there?
You do at least get a short rest.
Okay, great. 1 point. That's what I fucking wanted.
I'll let the group know as they're waking up that I think I heard Gerald in the distance.
Gerald!
I heard a little like horse puff.
Can
Somewhere.
I try to call my familiar?
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and actually do the familiar thing because it's been a while since I set him out, and I know that for a fact it doesn't take that long to get to a message to my mother from a distance going all nights and stuff. So I would like.
As far as we in character would know, it's been 1 day.
It's been.
Like, 1 day.
Like we don't know how long it's been, I guess.
Because we did our you sent it out in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We traveled, and then mid-evening of that day, we got thrown into the other place.
And how long do you think it takes for a bird to fly through the night?
From what was being discussed, it was going to be a couple days, if I recall correctly. So, whether or not it has been a couple days, I'm just saying.
We don't know.
From Nymphis' perspective, it, as far as we would understand, it's only been like a day.
Okay.
Wilbur, can you roll a? Do you have I don't know if we have stats for your familiar or not, but
We do.
Roll a intelligence check for it, please.
Yeah. All right. So it's a D20 minus, well, or plus, but minus.
Well, this is for your familiar, not for you.
Yeah, minus. I've got my familiar is the polar opposite of me. -2.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for it.
Yeah, it's -2.
Oh, it's -2 is the result. Oh, jeez.
It's a -4 overall
Okay.
All
for
right.
an
All right.
intelligence check.
So you try to call out to your familiar or try
It
to
flies-
connect to your familiar
flies straight
like
to
you've
the
done
tree.
before, and you can't seem to connect with it at the moment.
I love the idea if it just flew straight into a tree. Like,
Can I summon it? Because obviously I can bring it back through. Well, let me just see what it says in
Through
the.
fatigue.
Yep. So you desummon it wherever it might be, and does it take? Is
Yeah.
it instant or is it like an?
Is it action to desummon it, action to resummon?
Okay.
So basically 12 seconds.
Yeah.
but we're,
So,
we're not in
yeah.
combat, so.
Yep. So you resummon it and it appears.
Would it know where it was, or from that roll? I'm guessing not. It's like, have you found cheese? I'd be impressed if my familiar came back with a roll of cheese.
No, your familiar is just poof, and it's like, oh yeah, you're back.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay.
Do I know what direction that sound came from when I heard it?
You have a general sense of where it came from.
Okay.
Is it the way we want to go, or Belter, do you remember which way we want to go?
West of Elfrost.
I mean, do we know where that is now? That's what I mean. Given that our whole thing was, teleported, do we know
If we,
where that is?
yeah, do we know if we landed back in the same area?
Yeah, I mean, we know we're down roughly in the same area. Yes, it does say that. But I mean, like, do we know our bearings, like, from where we are?
Check the stars.
We don't know the
Look,
time jump.
Maybe
but
we
do
should try to find a path or something.
Give me just a second.
I'm gonna get water, a leaf, and a magnet, and try to find out where we are.
We're getting the magnet from.
I'm gonna get water leaf and a magnet
What's a magnet?
and burn some ants.
All right. So, as far as you all are aware, you all ended up right about here.
So we're already past Elfrost then.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Ah.
we're near the swamp, past
Okay.
Sleepy. I think the closest place is a Sleepy Cub or
So
something.
there really isn't a pathway around here at all. There's no pathway.
Mm-mm.
So
There's like a small.
Give us a fast travel of like 3 days.
There is some like foot trails that you all have been
but
following.
there's no like proper path.
There's no
Like
major.
significant path, yeah.
And where did Gerald's voice come from? So we're here. Let's say, where did Gerald's voice come from?
It seemed to come from the north.
Okay, well that's where we want to go anyway. So okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it seemed to come from the north of where you all are.
Alright.
Okay.
Making my way downtown.
Do you guys want to rest, or did you guys get enough rest from the watch?
Yeah, not really, but
If you want to rest up, we can probably just us three check in everything.
Give it a few hours.
You know what?
Finish recovering.
Can I send my familiar towards the direction of wherever Zalith heard the
Yeah.
horse from? Oh, yeah, I'll go. Shoot, go! Go, go!
I mean, I could do with a few more hours, I'll be honest, but I'm happy to move out.
I really want you guys to make sure you're good before we go out, so just rest up. We don't have to rush right in the moment. We had a big ordeal last night.
In which case, Julian will go back to sleep.
Same.
And,
If you guys find Gerald, bring him back.
Okay. Panda, or Wilrick, sorry. He's trying to get into.
Who's Panda?
Wilrick.
Who's that guy?
What is my name?
Sorry, Wilrick.
Heisenberg.
Nice.
It's about 10 minutes before your familiar comes back and reports to you that it found Wilrick. Or not Wilrick. Jones.
They found Wolf.
Wow!
Wow!
Wow! Hey,
To be fair, I did not get great sleep.
Gerald was here with us the entire time.
To be fair, I did not get great sleep last night. So.
Hey guys, I found Wilrick.
he's right in front of me.
Oh,
in case you
that
want to find him.
Was Wilrick Gerald in disguise
Right?
the whole time?
One half of the horse.
Nay.
Nay.
No.
No.
I just put you up under the water. Hey.
Your familiar finds Gerald.
All right.
Who's awake right
I'm
now?
awake.
So it's just
I don't
me.
mind going with you to go grab Gerald if you want.
You, Belto, and Nymphus
He's
are
awake.
awake.
I found. Well, my familiar found Gerald, so I can go try to retrieve him.
I'll go with you.
If you two want to stay.
No.
Move you go. I'll keep my eyes on you.
Belto, watch
Yeah.
those guys.
Sleeping people.
We'll
Alright.
start going towards
Okay.
Gerald.
It's an adventure between me and Ulrich. Yeah.
I think this is the first
No.
time.
Remember when we first met? You found me highly annoying.
Who are you again? No, joking. I'm joking.
It's been a minute since it's just been me and you working in a meeting.
It's been a minute. Yeah, indeed.
So, anything new going on with you?
Well, I don't know if you know, but I almost died in this other place where I guess you were also at. Yeah.
My fault. It's starting to seem like everything's my fault at the moment. I nearly killed you again, so sorry.
Again.
Huh?
Again. You tried
What?
to kill me before?
No, not on purpose. I mean, I'm saying that our situations, every time you guys try to save me, you end up almost dying or something like that. That's what I mean. I'm not really trying to kill anyone.
Saying you're good with books. Find a better way of saying it.
Sorry.
Just slowly walking off, cautious around Nymphus now.
I'm joking. It was a joke. But yeah, let's go find Gerald.
So, following your familiar, Wilrick, it takes about 30 minutes to get to where Gerald is. And.
Ooh, can I fuck with him for a little second, though, longer? On the way there?
Sure. God.
Like, since he took a circle, or what, like, you know, he does, like, he stepped away a little bit to avoid me. Like, as we're, like, a tree passes by and everything, I would like to use your illusionary step thing to fuck with him for a little bit. And then as he, like, passes by the tree and misses, and, like, I lose his visual, I'll, like, teleport, like, in front all the way over there, and he'd be like...
Okay, you do that.
Just skipped ahead of him a little bit, and you're like, huh?
So, Panda, as far as you're aware, like you were trying to avoid him after the awkward conversation. So, as far as you know, he's behind you. But then, as you're walking down the pathway, you see him come out ahead of you, behind a tree.
I've got one of them too. I'm magical in my own sense, Nymphus.
I don't know what you're talking about, but oh, there's Gerald over there.
I don't know what's just going on. I'm just gonna bury my head and go, okay, let's just find the horse.
For the joke of it, you could just presume that he misty stepped a few times. Burned it through his spell slots.
Just to mess with Rurik.
That's the only teleportation we're aware of at our tier.
Yeah, that's true.
New ability unlocked.
But how did you know?
Joke's on you. Fireball.
Fireball!
No. We'll just get towards the horse. I'm not going to do anything other than be extra cautious of Nymphus.
Okay.
You're so sus.
So after about 30 minutes after you've left camp, it takes you find Gerald, who seems to be a little bit shooken up. Not sure what from exactly, but you find him with the cart kind of beat up a little bit, as it seemed like, from what you can tell, may have been running away after your encounter with what happened. So one of the wheels is broken on the back,
Oh god.
and the I don't think, did you all get a new tarp for the cover yet? Okay,
No, we haven't.
so
Yeah.
No.
There
Is
wasn't
it
a
fully?
chance
Is it
to.
fully burned to cinders?
no, so you're able to get it doused out in time where the overall structure of the carriage wasn't impacted. It was just mostly the canvas over that got damaged and pretty much
Now
useless.
the campus is gone.
I want to cast mending on the wheel, on the broken wheel, and then fix the wheel.
Okay. There's enough of it left, and you
So-
gather some other sticks to kind of makeshift it into a wheel. It's not perfect, but as far as you know, it'll function.
I'll help.
Yeah.
I'll help. And I'll grab sticks and hand them to you.
Bop, 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 bop.
While he's mending, I'll make sure Gerald. I'll check to see if there's any like markings on Gerald, like tree scratches, like as he's running through, dashes of, is he hurt? Wounded? How's his legs doing?
Okay.
And all that extra stuff.
Roll animal handling check, please.
Fine. All right. I got an animal handling a +2, and I'm rolling Dusty's dice. Nat 20.
Okay.
I love your dice.
There you go. So
Yes.
Gerald,
First
after
nat 20.
seeing familiar faces, starts to calm down, and you're able to approach Gerald. You take a look.
I do a whistle. Come here. He follows.
His tail whips and his
Sit,
ear flicks and
sit.
looks at you, all excited.
Awesome.
You do notice a few scratches across one of his shoulders. Looks like he may have run into something as he was running away. But other than that, he does seem mobile. He is able to kind of. He was kind of trotting around and moving when he heard you all walk up. So
I start whispering to him. I was like, "Oh, you are a strong horse. You probably were a war horse in your past life or something. You survived. You're very." God. Start like making sure everything's good, fixing his mane and everything, and all that. And I was like, "Oh, Xylus is going to so be happy to see you."
he looks over
So
to you and
cute,
kind
I
of nuzzles your ear with his mouth a little bit.
With my rations,
Nibbles it.
with one of the rations that I received from Julian, I will feed our horse here.
Okay. You cobble together whatever you have that's edible by a horse, and feed it to him while Wilrick finishes the mending incantation.
As I see Nymphus petting a horse, I'm going to mess with him. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy, cast my voice behind him, and be like, "I'm watching you."
Roll a performance for that, Wilrick, please. And roll a perception, Nymphus.
Okay.
Have fun with
Good
this.
luck.
It looks like it's gonna work.
That's 20. Your
Oh,
dice.
right.
Oh, wait.
No way.
If I could show you the dice, I don't know how to do it with the. Hold on. I have to turn this thing on.
I trust you.
Okay.
We trust you. We trust you.
Okay. It's just funny. I think I'm running in my nat 20s out before we actually get into battle, and I'm scared. 2 nat 20s in a row. Okay.
But
Cool.
you hear the voice, and initially you're spooked by it, but it's like, wait, That's Wilrick.
Perception
I
now?
know this. And you look over to him
Okay.
as he's at the end of the muttering of his incantation and speaking the words, and you catch him just as he's turning back to look at the wheel to try to play it off that he didn't do anything.
I was like shaking my head. I'm like, what is wrong? What is? Are you okay, Walrus?
What? I'm just mending the wheel.
Okay. You say.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, we do that, and then I will. No. I'll let it slide this time.
all right.
No, here we go.
Let's just get back to the others.
Is the wheel okay? Are
'Cause
we
they're
able
the best of friends.
Is the wheel okay? Are we able to get it back?
Theme song.
Yeah, the wheel's fixed. It's just it'll hold all.
All right. What about the canopy? Is it all fucked up now completely, or and it's
Well, the
like
canopy
half
was
gone, or-
destroyed when it got lit on fire when you were in Elks Point.
You just don't have a canopy.
But everything else in
All
the
right,
cart looks.
Was
looks
there anything
manageable.
in the cart missing?
As far as you can tell, there was nothing missing from the cart. Where you all are traveling, it seems like there's not really anyone else using these kind of trails, backwood trails. So, after a minute or so, you convince Gerald to come with you, guiding him by the.
You my nat 20, didn't
Whatever.
you? Like, come here, boy.
The hardest thing.
Harness, yeah. So it takes a little bit to navigate around, making sure that Gerald isn't too much impacted by the wound that he took, and making sure that the wheel stays intact. But after about an hour or so, you manage to get Gerald back with the cart in one piece.
Okay.
Belto, as you hear, after about 2 hours or so, you hear footsteps and the clomping of horse tracks, and you assume that it's Wilrick and Nymphus coming back.
Oh, they're all right. Good.
Walrick tried to kill me several times. I don't know why. He said some meaningful things too.
I should be surprised, but at this point, I'm starting to not be surprised by such statements. I did not say that they were true, Wilrick.
He said it wasn't important as
You're
cheese.
muted, Panda.
I just looked disgusted at them. I was like, you know what? Have your horse. I'm just gonna go over, sit in the pile.
I
of leaves
can't,
and
Walrick. I'm joking.
you hurt a teeth and feel it.
Okay,
can't
that's
you?
good.
We're joking. We're bonding. Walrick, look. I drew cheese.
Belto just sounds like a tired father, and these two kids are fighting.
I drew Walrick a piece of cheese, and I'll hand it to him. There you go. See, friends.
Oh,
He's got a sketch of cheese.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can get some cheese from this. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it into cheese.
So, are you all just waiting there for Xylith and Julian to finish napping?
Yeah.
Okay.
We would love our long rests.
Okay. As the bright and sunny kind of cold morning takes time through the day, it gets to about midday, and you start to see some clouds roll in. It's kind of cold in this part of the woods wherever you are. Possibility of some storms coming your way, so you get things prepped up on the cart while Julian and Xylith are finishing their morning naps, and by the time they come to, It's pretty dark out from the clouds.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Ooh.
Does that mean we get long rests?
Yes. So Zad, you can count your long rests.
It looks like it's going to be a hectic day, so we might need to find somewhere to rest. Definitely, we don't have a canopy on the car, at least.
Ah, yes, we have finished rushing. Let's find a place to rest.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
well, I
It's
mean,
just the comedy of the
we don't have a canopy. We need to find somewhere for a canopy on the car if it's going to be raining, storming.
There would be good.
Are we near that town?
What town?
We're here, right? Still, in the town of Sleepy Cub.
You're not familiar with that
I was gonna say,
as far as like
if we're
how
not
close
from
you
the
are.
area.
Yeah.
We just because the instructions
Well, we don't have a map. Are you saying we don't
We've
have
never
a
had
map?
a map.
Never had a map.
Really?
We never had a map.
There are
That's
certain
just for
Can
us.
you show us the bridge? I'm the map. I'm the map.
there are certain like parts of the world that you all are familiar with just because like they're the big cities and whatnot. Elfrost being one of them. Elks Point you kind of learned from your time at Elfrost, but some of these other ones, even though I have them on the map, you're not completely familiar with. So unless I tell you specifically that you know of it, then you're
Okay. I thought we received a map or something from my mother's friend informant on the ground. Dude.
Be a local region
Oh.
version, but not
Ah.
Yeah,
not
not to
necessarily
where
to
we
the
are.
detail that we have on the player map.
right.
Okay. Got you.
We should go try to find somewhere at least where we are.
All right. Where shall we go then? North, east, south, west.
We're told to the west southwest of Elfrost, so somewhere that way.
Southwest.
We'll focus west and go from there.
Yep.
All right. So, following Belto's lead, you all head out. Still kind of following this trail that's leading into the woods, closer to the mountains,
Into the woods.
in the direction of where Belto is being informed of to go. Belto, if I can get a survival check from you, please,
Sure.
since you are leading this expedition.
At 20.
There you go. Okay.
We're
Right.
getting our nat 20s out of the way, then it's going to be ones
We're
in
fucked.
battle. Fucked.
From what you remember before being shifted into the elemental plane, you've been traveling for about maybe a day and a half's worth directly west of Alfrost. Based on the instructions you got from Eilenia of where to kind of look for this person, you have the general sense of where this person probably is. It's probably another, judging by the speed that your group has traveled through the woods so far, it's probably another day and a half, 2 days out to actually get to the roundabouts of where this person might be. Eilenia did give you some key markers to look out for to help guide you through the forest, so as you're going along this trail, you do find certain key features that that you pick out. Getting to a cave formation that has a little bit of a waterfall being the next landmarker that you're anticipating to hit, and then the next one being kind of a outlooking cliff that has a beautiful assortment of gems that seem to kind of surround a pool of kind of a large lake. Some interesting kind of shining effects off of the rock being your next marker, and then it starts to get to dusk about this point. So do you all continue to push on, or do you want to stop for the night?
Well, you said this.
How far away are we now? A day
a day
and
or
a half,
two.
you said? No?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that was before we were moving. It's just
Yep.
like, gosh, I just thought like...
You all started moving out about early afternoon.
Mid morning.
Yeah.
Early afternoon.
It was mid-morning
Okay, so probably had
Right. That's when
probably had like half a day of travel.
Before it
so
starts to get
maybe
dark.
we're like
Yep.
a day out then.
So y'all can just rest up for the night, or continue on.
Well, you said so. The one that we're at in terms of the marks was the cave with the waterfall.
Yeah. So
Versus the next one to watch for is the gleaming pool.
Yeah. So you
Or is that
had
a-
gone past both of those landmarks.
Oh,
There's
okay.
still a couple more landmarks that make sure that you're on the right direction before you're supposed to meet up with this person.
Would the next landmark provide shelter? in terms of cave was 2 marks back.
Well, what Julian's gonna say is,
Melto, how many days do you think we're out? Do you think we can make it in one day from here?
Probably another day, maybe 2, especially if the trail starts getting rougher from being in this mountainous region. We're probably going to need to camp at least once more. I
Crud.
was hoping to time it with the cave there by the waterfall. Perhaps would be a decent place to hunt her down. But I mean, with
How long's that?
Well, that was the first marker we passed.
Oh shit.
The next marker is kind of a burned down shack. So it might.
We'll take it.
If we find the burned down shack next, I mean, it might be burnt down, but we
How
could.
far away is that?
A few hours.
I say we keep moving then.
To the early evening.
Okay.
Or late evening.
Mm.
Silas, let me know when you need some light.
It's dusk at this point. You continue to press on. It's starting to get dark about an hour later, still without a sign of this next landmark. Judging by the description Eilenia gave you, this could be still a couple more hours out before you get there, so you all can continue to press on, either at pace and kind of be a little careless with watching your surroundings, or you can slow down and take a little more time to make sure that you're following the trail closely and finding that next milestone, that next landmark.
Considering our sleeping schedule from the night before is already out of whack, it's likely to take us a couple more hours more than expected, especially in the dark.
Mhm.
But especially as it's getting dark, Belta will cast light on something of Xylas. So that he can see.
Okay.
Me.
Ulrich.
Yeah.
Ulrich, can you have your familiar look ahead in the direction we're going?
Yeah. Let's just see. Let me just read this. Yeah. Our semi-familiar, and I'll be in the back of the car, just seeing through the familiar. He has 120 feet of dark vision.
Okay. So you send your familiar up and basically trying to keep in contact with your familiar. Okay. Fair
Yep.
enough.
Friendly UAV overhead.
I'll say with the combination of the light and with Wilrick's familiar up there, you all can maintain normal daytime speed through the forest.
Okay.
okay.
You all continue to move through, kind of zigzagging, following this trail, getting caught a little bit along the way because there's some. It's not fully fleshed out, so you have to slowly go over some rocks and roots and divots. But another hour passes, still nothing yet. Continue to go through the forest. You start to get the rain that the clouds had forecasted earlier now pouring down on you. Another hour goes by, still no sign of the shack yet.
Damn it. Would have thought we would have come across it by now, I'm sorry, but... Is the rain still coming down, or...?
It's still coming.
Was it just a shower?
Yeah, it's still coming down at this point.
Typically, the music just made it get louder.
That's the rustling leaves in the wind.
Just about to go find the light.
Do we want to try to hunker down here as best we can, or keep trying to press forward? I don't know how much farther.
I mean, does anyone know what the
Should be
actual
close.
time is? What's the complete time?
It's been about 3 hours after dusk.
So it's probably about 10, 11 then, something like that.
Yeah.
I say we give it another hour. If we can't find the shack, then we camp up.
All right, well, if that's the case, I'm going to use Eyes of Night to share the 300 feet dark vision, especially to try to help mitigate the nonsense of the rain.
Give it to the horse.
Actually?
Does it say you can give it to any creature?
With up to 3 willing creatures, you can see within 10 feet.
A 3 I don't know.
So that's
Oh!
tempting, but no, I'm just.
Oh, Gerald's willing. Gerald's always
Gerald's
willing.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure Gerald would want to see.
So especially as the light fades from the light cantrip, Xylith will get this. Wilred's busy with the familiar, so Julian and Nymphis.
Wait, you're not giving it to Gerald?
Just because, as tempting as that is, we'll figure that out another time.
I was gonna
For
let,
the next
I was gonna
hour,
let you
because
do
we'll be
it.
pushing on for an hour. Oh yeah, I know.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, we're leading him. He doesn't need to know. He's not leading us.
Fair enough.
But it'll help him. It will help him travel in the dark.
I shall
He
cast.
trusts us.
I shall cast light
for 1
upon
hour.
the reins, so Gerald can see clearly.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we can see out pretty far, but Gerald's just focused on stepping over where he needs to.
Okay. Another hour goes by, and you do find the shack.
Hooray!
Oh,
As you all are,
there's some
Guys, I
patch we
see
can
the shack.
have dry in there.
as you all come across the shack, it actually looks like there's a bit of a clearing where the shack was. Looks like maybe some hermit used to live here. Kind of run down, very loose board pieces. It looks like some of all the walls have boards that have either cracked or split. The roof is in tatters. It looks like it's just pieces of wood that were kind of making a roof, and there's some holes in it. So there might be able to fit one person underneath the roof if they want to stay dry. But other than that, it's kind of been just aged over time, wood rot. It doesn't even look like it's very big, like maybe 10 by 10 at the most.
Not as much as I was hoping it would be.
Look, it's something we can use as a base of operations. I mean,
All right, let's try to fix it up real quick enough, at least so we can all actually have roof over our.
Yeah. Can we rip some of the wood and attach it as like a shelter, but for like the trailer, or something like a canopy? in a way?
Taking the wood
that works.
from where?
You said the shack.
Oh, so you're like taking some of the broken pieces and trying to.
Yeah.
Warwick, use your mending.
It
Ending doesn't
won't really
attach
do
things;
anything.
it just fits its existing.
Yeah.
Broken items, broken things, and fix it.
If only we had some rope.
You technically do.
Yeah,
don't
what?
you?
I don't think
Yeah, let's
we
put
have.
the
I don't
heavy
think we have
planks from
rope.
the shack on top of the thin supports that were just designed to hold up a tarp. Nothing can go wrong.
Let's see. Do any of y'all have anything in your inventory to kind of like attach, maybe broken pieces to?
Oh wait. I have a hammer.
That's something. You have spikes
nails?
or nails or?
Let's see. Yeah, I only have pitons.
Yeah,
I don't have nails or anything.
The wood's rotted anyway.
Yeah.
Might not be sad to be put on the card.
Xylith, roll.
I still have rope. Because I had
We
2
know.
pieces. We used 2 in the thing. I still have rope.
Xylith, roll a survival check for me.
Okay.
We have a scroll of mold earth still.
9.
Can I fix the place up at that?
It's just this 5-foot square of dirt that you either move out of the way or make a hole.
Oh, okay.
So, do you all want to try to patch things up, given the materials that you have, or do you want to just kind of leave it as is?
We're gonna try to patch it.
Okay, I thought I was going to be overruled, but I'm happy to be overruled.
I don't have any materials
But
to
you wanted to patch
with,
it or
so
no?
I can't vote for it.
Yeah. I say we give it a go.
Okay.
If it,
Or else we're gonna have a
Okay,
bad
yeah.
night sleeping.
if it fails, it fails, but we give it a go.
So, Xylith, since you have the hammer and a tiny bit of carpentry knowledge, you're not sure how this will work out, pulling wood rotted boards to try to kind of patch other things. But who's going to be leading the patching effort?
What would we need to roll?
Depends on who.
Yeah.
Like what to put where or something?
Well, who's
or-
who's doing it?
I was gonna say, usually got to figure that out first before who's.
I'll do it. I'll lead the effort.
Okay.
So,
Of course.
Julian, I need you to roll a dexterity check with advantage.
Dexterity check with advantage. Not saving throw, just a check. 17, 19. 19.
19. You're able to pull down some of the rotted pieces from the walls that have pretty much degraded at this point, but not enough so that you completely upset the remaining structure that's left. You are able to use some twigs and some rocks to kind of almost wedge some of the extra boards onto the roof with the help of Xylith and Nymphus, making sure that you have the leverage to kind of get things up there, and you're able to patch the roof enough to make it to where someone else could also sleep under that roof. So enough for 2 of y'all to sleep without being covered by the rain.
That's nice, at least.
Okay.
So mended most of the roof,
it's not
but there's
great,
still
guys.
some holes.
I mean, guys, it's not perfect, but, you know, we've got some space at least. You know, we've got one indoors and...
There is still space for someone indoors, you said still.
Yeah,
For
I
one
mean,
person to stay
the
behind.
floor seems to be pretty well intact, but as far as the walls and the roofing is concerned, the roof was pretty tattered, but you managed to patch up some of it to where
Okay.
you might be able to have 2 people sleep without being...
No, I meant the actual... I mean the actual shack. The shack still had place for one person to stay dry.
Now,
right?
now too, with what you've patched on the... So you've taken off some of the rotted wood that's kind of just fallen off the walls and patched up part of the roof to where
Yeah.
now 2 of y'all could probably sleep in there without being rained.
Of the shack.
Yes.
Of the shack. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were doing it to the canopy. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
guys, it's not the best, but, hey, everyone wants to stay dry, you can try in here.
Okay.
I'll stand watch outside for now.
yeah, but Julian's fine getting wet.
Who wants to use the spot?
We can take turns, I guess.
I was saying Nymphus is over there. I'm just gonna say back.
Julian is perfectly fine getting wet. It's absolutely fine.
Alright, I guess I'll go with Nymphus under there.
But I'll use prestidigitation and
How
try
about-
bed rolls to make it so you're not sleeping on soggy.
How about this? I walk up to Xylith and I hold I'll grab his hand and I'll put my ring inside his hand and be like, just guard this for me, please. For the night.
Do I know what it?
And then,
Oh yeah,
told
we
us-
do know
he
what
told
it
us.
is. Okay, yeah.
We
Yeah.
do know what it does. Yeah,
Yes.
we know what it does now.
and then
I'm gonna
I'll
hold
s-
it like
I'll
with
s-
my claws. I'll be like, Nymphis, are you sure this is okay to be with me?
it's just, if you're not sure about it, this is just for the night.
Okay. Okay, I trust you.
And then I'll look up at Walrick and be like, Walrick, you can take the space with Xylith. I'll just be inside my ring for the night.
Oh yeah, I guess you could go in there.
And then there'll be an extra person there.
Well, at least
Come on, buddy.
Maximize.
Who's
Let's
sitting into the
go.
carriage?
that was
Under
Belto's
the-
fallback.
The
Yes.
carriage or the shack? Well, I am, I guess. Under the shack, yeah.
Walrick looks so sus about everything.
Okay. Who's taking watches? Or are you all taking watches?
First,
So
How many
Jake
watches
and-
do we need to take in total? 3 or 2?
For everyone to get a full rest, everyone would have to. You'd have to do 3 watches.
We'd have to have 3 watches.
But you could elect not to do a watch too.
I'll do
I
a
will-
third watch if people want.
I will do first and second watch. I'll just have a short rest.
Dude, that's what I was trying to do. Fuck you.
Oh, well,
I was really
You
here,
can do
go,
second and
sleep, I'll
third.
pick up the next person. Aha, little
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah, you do second and third.
But I will. Go press the digitation underneath the cart and go get some rest for now.
Okay.
Is Walrick
Alright.
sleeping next to me?
I believe so.
yeah, I might as well.
Yeah.
This point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're cuddled up next to each other.
Is Nymphis in the ring now?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like look at it like before I sleep. Like, how does he get in there?
You kind of poke him.
I can hear you.
Oh,
But can he hear you while you're inside the ring? I don't think.
It doesn't say anything that we couldn't. I
I was
mean,
gonna say
it's
it's in dimensional space, so
It's just like a genie in a lamp.
It's a genie lamp, yeah.
The
It's
genie can
literally
still
like
hear
a
out the lamp.
thing.
I'll like tap it
Unless
like.
you say otherwise.
while inside you can hear the area around your vessel as if you were in its space. You can remain inside the vessel, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it just says here, it does not say things outside can hear. I
That's
think
what I
you
was
just
thinking.
hear out.
Yeah. Nymphis, you can hear what's around you, but no sounds
I
going
can't
out
hear him.
from the
Ah, okay.
ring. Yeah. So. Okay.
Yeah.
And I got like pillows and I'm all comfy. Oh, God. My books are dry and everything.
So, Julian, you're taking first, and Belto, you're taking
Yeah.
second and third?
Yep.
Okay. While it's still rainy and windy out in the night, Julian, nothing happens during your watch. You go to sleep. Belto, you wake up. Second watch goes by. Brain picks up during your shift at night. You're pretty much soaked by the end of your first shift.
And even though he's the one getting soaked, he'll keep like checking in on the others and trying to use prestidigitation to try to keep the area around them moderately dry.
That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. By the end of your shift, it starts to get a little bit brighter, coming the morning light, but it's still overcast and rainy. The rest of y'all, minus Julian, wake up fully rested. Delta, you still doing your next shift to let Julian sleep?
Yep.
Okay. You are exhausted then.
Yep.
During Belto's shift, everyone else that's up, what are you all doing at this point?
I will, after jumping out of the ring pocket and making sure I don't like land on anybody else there, I'll move to the side and I don't know. I'll start like prepping the carriage a little bit, pulling it closer and whatnot, seeing if Gerald's okay.
Yeah, Sam, I'll go over to Gerald because
rain.
I missed him.
All right. So Xylith and Nymphis, you all go over to Gerald. Seems very, very happy and content that you all came to greet him in the morning.
So cute.
Yep.
Give some foods.
You all can go ahead and do rations if you want.
I'm down to my last ration again.
I will remove one just on assuming that I will take it at some point when I wake up.
Okay.
It's done.
All right.
I'll whisper to Xylith. So this is supposed to be a meeting spot, one of the landmarks. Do you think there's like something special about this place? I know it's burnt down, but did you even check to see if there's like a trap door or underground like compartment location or something?
I don't know. It just looks like a rotten cabin to me.
But like, think about it. We just came from one of those secret cave places from another person. Maybe like.
I mean, we can have a look around now that is it morning?
It is
It
morning,
is morning,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Now that we have the
and we
light.
have to wait for the rest. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go have like a
All right,
walk around.
let's be conspicuous though, like not letting them know. And let's make it a game. If you find it, you win. If I find it, I win. Type of scenario.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. Both of you all roll investigation check.
Yeah, we use your good
Oh,
dice
I
and
have
give me
no.
nat 20s twice.
18.
2, 17. Dang, you got better.
I win.
Yeah.
As you all are looking around the shack that's basically disintegrated at this point, there's not really a lot that stands out as far as like other than just the crumbling frame of the shack that stands out. You do find little strips of clothing and maybe what looks like some busted up pottery that was probably used beforehand. There's nothing that really tells what the shack could have been used for. Unfortunately, there's not anything of substantial value. It looks like, other than maybe some like some of the pottery looked like it had some kind of carving on it, whether it was a specific design or a family thing. You're not sure, but nothing of substantial value that you can find in the shack.
Does any of our group know Thieves' Cant?
Yeah, and I think Wilrick too, right?
I was trying to learn a little bit of it, but I don't think I know it
just
fully.
Xylith and Wilrick at the moment.
Xylith, does this look like any special stuff to you? Like, look at the symbol. I'll show her the symbol. Show him the symbol.
I was gonna say, for reference, Thieves' Cant is less its own language and more so like, oh, little Timmy went down to the supermarket being code for we're gonna go at this time to do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like
I know,
words
but
and stuff?
it's a symbol. We don't know what it is. We're just maybe it's all like second tree to the right type scenario,
Fair enough.
So just whatever, showing it.
Yeah.
What's that? Little Timmy fell down the well?
Nothing in particular at the moment.
We'll take like another 30 minutes of looking around and nobody finds anything and we're just like whatever. It's all right. I guess this is just a weird place.
Yeah.
Are you looking around the shack still?
Shack inside the shacks, like we're trying to do everything. We're trying to cover the entire area.
Okay. After looking around the immediate area, you do find a couple of creeks that seem to flow through the area, and there's one part in the creek that seems to be a little bit deeper than the rest, and you get the sense that maybe whoever was using this shack for whatever maybe came here to like get fresh water for what they were doing. You see what looks to be some kind of old clay cup that's actually just kind of sitting off to the side there, or at least pieces of it. But other than that, nothing else really sticks out to you just in the immediate area.
Well, I know to get fresh water at least.
Yeah, it looks like it.
As you say that, Belto's like about to start casting create water in a bucket for the daily refill of the water students. You do?
We found fresh water.
Oh, well, I can save the energy at least. He'll go over with the bucket and fill it up so everybody can refill the water students for the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least you got something.
Alberto, we were like trying to look around to see if there's any secret messages or locations inside this map. I mean, in this hut area, but it looks like we're coming up nothing.
He'll just look over, activate detect magic. I'm assuming I see nothing.
You don't sense anything strong and pertinent, but you do get a small ping on the shack itself, almost like that there was magic used there at one point, but nothing that's like currently active. But there is some magical use, or some person or being that lived there that maybe was magical in the sense and used magic, but nothing that's like. It's like the place has been exposed to a lot of magic where there's kind of like a residue almost.
Yeah, gotcha. Huh. I did not expect it to see it glow like it is, but I guess whatever was here before, either what caused the fire or whoever was living here, must have been pretty potent with their magics. It's just got like a residual residue. Nothing I can discern.
Huh. Neat. How's the weather looking now? Is it still like roughly raining?
It's kind of the misty rain at this point. It's not heavy rain. It's not quite light rain, but there's still moisture falling from the sky.
Now, has it been a couple of days since I last set my familiar out? Right.
It's been one more day.
It's couples too. It's been 2 days now.
We're 2 days out. We've traveled for one more day. This is our second time making camp since you sent the message. So it's like 2.5. Just for clarity. Because otherwise you're like, all right, it's totally been long enough. Poof. Did you deliver the message? No, you made me drop it.
Not back yet, as far as you're aware.
Not back yet. Okay. I'm gonna kind of lead Gerald over to the stream so he can have a drink.
Okay.
Get him all refreshed.
You unattach him from the carriage so he can walk freely over there. It's wide and deep enough where Gerald can fit his snout in and lap up some water.
So cute.
Any morning conversations before Julian wakes up?
It sucks, guys. I was wondering. Oh, Julie, wake up! Good morning!
Nah, I'm kind of just standing over by the little creek.
Yeah.
We're kind of all doing our own thing, I guess.
All right. Julian, you wake up. Everyone seems to be kind of doing their own thing, ready for the morning. You wake up, take a ration, and you all pack up, collect your things, and continue to move on out towards your next landmark.
Mm-hmm.
Belto, are you good? You look a little tired. You want us to lead in a certain direction, or do you want?
It should be about this way. And he's just gonna start trudging.
Another survival check, please, Bobby. At disadvantage.
At disadvantage because of the exhaustion.
Can we help
Ooh,
him?
that's a waste of a nat 20.
I'm sorry, I was too on top of it before.
I was like, can we help him knowing that he's exhausted?
Knowing that he's the one that knows where to go.
Yeah, I'm the only
Yeah,
one.
that's why we give him an
information,
assist.
So
Yeah, so it'll be giving him the assist looking around, but it'll be just a straight roll for him since he's exhausted.
In this case, since he has the knowledge of where to go, I'm gonna.
because I was the only one given the knowledge instead of it being a group herd thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you all continue down the path that is still kind of the footpath that you all have been following before that continues to go past these landmarks. Another few hours go by. You do run across the next landmark, which is interestingly a piece of rock that seems to have been almost wedged into whatever side of this hill is that the track goes across. Seems kind of out of place too, almost like it was it kind of impacted there from it's not from like a mountainous range where it just kind of eventually rolled down or things eroded around it. It's almost like it's a piece of rock from some kind of impact prior, but it's been worn out and flattened to a certain point where you can walk over it. So that's your next marker that you come across. Traveling on for a few more hours, you get past midday, you get into late afternoon, and you still haven't found your next waypoint marker, your next landmark yet. There's a few different pathways that you could have taken, and you decide to keep kind of going a little bit more the northerly route, knowing that the mountainous ranges is up there, and what you're told is it's kind of in the woods and mountain ranges a bit. Is that a hand raise or was that something else, Jack? Okay.
No, I'll
Okay.
be playing with the knife. I just did this on the die.
Just making sure. As you all continue to push into the woods and the mountains, it starts to get a little bit cold and misty, combined with the rain and just going up in altitude. Across the final landmark before you're supposed to get to this place that Delta's been guiding you towards. So even though he's been exhausted, you all managed to actually continue the pathway based on what Delta has been able to guide you towards. Towards the end of the day, it starts to get dark. Still kind of rainy and hazy at this point, but it does seem like you're coming to a little bit more of a clearing in the forest and a little bit more of the rockiness of the mountain range. It's about here where you expect to find Belto where you're supposed to meet up, but as you kind of come to this clearing, you don't see anything quite yet. You are muted.
He's been silenced.
Still,
Still muted.
you might be having some power issues.
Uh-oh. We
Still
can't hear you.
Oh, I hear something.
Somehow,
This might be a good stopping point because we're kind of at a stopping point anyways.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Let's finish it up until we can hear him again.
You are very
kind
choppy.
of, but it just
You're
yeah.
very robotic.
You're Skynet.
It's okay. We're almost at the point where I wanted to end today, so we can just pick up the small pieces next week.
I'll roll a d20 and see if he can get it fixed. 17, maybe.
Need like a magic 8-ball at that point.
Okay.
Okay.
Our
Right.
issues.
Well, we'll call it a little bit brief today. We got through most of everything. Thankfully, we managed to get through the elemental dungeon, so to speak. Thankfully. But we will be back next week with another round, and we'll see where. Hopefully, we'll be able to find this contact Belto knows. We'll see what happens when we come in next week. But thank you all for watching. For those on Twitch and for those watching the live, thank you for coming back and keeping with us. We'll see you all next time.